Chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody, to Jaja's Atelier. Happy Labor Day. Listen, I know I told y'all I was going to be back Friday or Saturday, but mother was getting into things. Okay, honey? So by the time Saturday night came, I was like, all right, we'll just do it Sunday. So here I am. I cannot believe it is almost September. Well, tomorrow is September. We are just, I think, like a week and a half, 2 weeks away from New York Fashion Week, which is going to kick off all of Fashion Month, I believe, leading into October. So listen, for this episode, we're doing straight hot topics. You know, I'm going to mix a little fashion in there, but we are not doing any politics today, honey, because it is just too motherfucking heavy. But listen, you know, the show doesn't start until I like my moral roll. So, we're not going to get too deep into politics, but I just want to say this. I want to send my condolences to all the victims, you know, in that school shooting that happened this week. But what I will say is, I think the way traditional news media has been covering this school shooting is absolutely deplorable. I have never seen a school shooting with children that young get up on the camera for interviews immediately after. And y'all know where I'm getting ready to go. Had it had been a regular heterosexual white man, which it usually is, it would not have gotten this much coverage. But because it was an alleged trans woman, we are all going to run it into the ground, aren't we? Let me tell you, red belly, something. And when I say red bellies, I'm talking about a specific type of white person. Let me tell you, red belly, something. All you Yosemite Sam, possum tail frying, cracker barrel eating, coon cannon, river rock skipping motherfucking crackers out there that's all up in arms about this school shooting. Let me tell y'all something. If the president and the administration and the party that you voted for wasn't deep-throating the barrel of the NRA, we wouldn't have this problem. Let's not turn this around and make it a trans issue, okay? Because a lot of you crackers want to live by the gun, and your children are dying by the gun. And that's the unfortunate thing. And instead of taking accountability for your bullshit, don't put it off an already extremely marginalized group of people. Columbine, white boys. Sandy Hook, white boys. That black church in Virginia that y'all really don't give a fuck about, white boy. The man that allegedly tried to off the president, a white boy. Need I go on? Now, by no means am I defending the alleged trans woman that did this stuff. She should absolutely be exactly where she's at, or he, whatever. But y'all not finna do this. Y'all not finna do this. And let me tell you something. I live in a small town in Virginia. And I've been on my Facebook. I do have a Facebook for all y'all that didn't know. I've been on my Facebook seeing a lot of my neighbors, a lot of people that I, came into my adulthood in this town with. All these trends. Let me tell y'all something, because I know some of y'all watch my show. Let me tell you something. Without getting flags. Don't bring that shit over here to my doorstep. I have lived in this town for 20 years now. I moved here. My parents moved me here when I was 15. And I have not caused trouble for any of you. Don't bring that shit to my doorstep. Don't do it. If you see me out on the street shooting content by myself, don't do it. Because you are going to wake up. You are going to wake up in another place, shocked, dismayed, and confused. I meant to post a video about this last week, but I got busy and I wasn't able to. So I wanted to address that real quick. Anyway, again, my condolences to the parents of those victims, and shame on CNN, Fox, and all of these other news outlets that had those young children up on that with that camera in their goddamn face right after they witnessed such a horrific incident. Those children will never be the same again. Stop using children as a political pawn. Period. So listen, let's get into the show, y'all. Coming in hot. So I've been on social media. I told you I took 2 weeks off, but I'm back, and I came across some really surprising news that kind of shocked me. After over 30 years at Hot 97, iconic New York radio station, Hot 97, really the blueprint, in my personal opinion, of all hip-hop radio stations in this country. And the hip-hop radio station that's had the most impact. Hot 97, Funkmaster Flex, one of the pillars in hip-hop, has announced that his last show will be tomorrow, Labor Day, on Monday. Now, when I think of Hot 97, I don't think of nobody but Funkmaster Flex. Ooh, my titty is slipping a little bit. Hold on. Ooh, my little cutlet. There we go. I don't think... Oh my God. I don't think of anybody but Funkmaster Flex. I don't think of anybody but Funkmaster Flex, Angie Martinez, and DJ Enough. This is major. For any of you watching me that is familiar with Hot 97, who knows who Funkmaster Flex is, you know that this is a big deal. I mean, this is a voice of a genre, a generation, beyond just one generation. And, listen, I've also heard that Howard Stern has not been renewed for his radio station. You know, I think radio is something that's kind of dying off. We're in this new transition in entertainment. I've been saying this since I've started the show. Like, things just aren't, what they used to be. Everything is shifting over to YouTube, podcasting. Everything has to be visual. Everybody wants to see, back in the day when I was listening to Hot 97, I didn't know what the fuck Funkmaster Flex looked like. I wasn't even supposed to be listening to Hot 97. But, I was fortunate enough to have an older brother who was a real hip hop head, and, riding in the back seat of that Plymouth Sundance with him, during the summertime when he would come back home from college, I would get to hear Funkmaster Flex, Miss Jones, Star and Buck Fly, I think his name was, and even DJ Enough, who we're going to get ready to talk about in a minute. That's what I knew growing up, and we didn't give a damn what they looked like. I know when I heard them bombs going off, I knew the song was finna be fire, and I had my tape deck ready, because that's how we used to have to collect music back in the day, on cassette tapes. You would hit the record and the play at the same time on the boom box, honey, and you would have you a little mixtape. I still have some of them in a box somewhere in storage of all the mixtapes that I made, over the years of me listening. But it's just not what it used to be. Now, after this announcement, controversy arose when DJ Enough, who has been there about 27 years, they say, was let go without warning. Now, if you're not familiar with DJ Enough, if you've ever heard a song come on and then you hear that intro, heavy hitters, suckers, that's DJ Enough. Now, he's been with Hot 97 again for 27 years. Well, after the announcement, TMZ caught up with him, and this is what he had to say. Take a look.
There's a rumor that Flex had a tantrum, possibly, and you know that he could be the reason why you're out.
Maybe.
Can you speak to that?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe. I can't prove it.
Okay.
But in my heart, that's what I feel happened.
Okay. Have you had a conversation with him? Have you seen him?
No.
Has he texted you saying anything?
No.
No communication at all.
No.
Do you feel slighted a little bit? I know you probably
I
might.
Do.
Yeah.
Because I don't deserve that from him.
Yeah.
Especially, him being the creator of this radio station. He gave a lot of us, the opportunity to do what we got to do, especially in hip hop and New York hip radio. So it wasn't supposed to come from him. Anybody else, maybe, but not from him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be my peer, my boy. We built this building and this legacy together.
Were you guys cool?
Yeah, of course we were cool.
So there's no rift.
It wasn't supposed to be no rift.
Right.
So I don't understand where it came from. That's the unclarity that I don't understand. My ratings were good, and they felt good. And we haven't had a PD in the building over a year, and our ratings were on fire. So how do you get rid of somebody when we're on top of our game, especially like against our competition? That's right. Makes no sense.
So I gotta ask you, were you truly blindsided, or sometimes when people get fired, there's a rumor that Flex had a tantrum, possibly, and that he could be the reason why you're out. Maybe. Can you speak to that?
I'm gonna stop it right there because it's repeating itself. Hold on. So, listen, that was DJ Enough talking about, it's possible, in his personal opinion, that Funkmaster Flex had a lot to do with it. So, I went down the rabbit hole and, listened to several hip-hop head bloggers, and a lot of people are saying that this is all a stunt, and Funkmaster Flex isn't actually leaving. He's just changing his slot to a different time. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because I'm definitely, got my gear ready to listen to the last show. I haven't listened to Hot 97 in years. Down here in Virginia, we have 97.5, which I don't even know if that's a radio station anymore, because when I turn to it down here when I'm driving to work, I don't get anything but static and country music. But I'll definitely be listening. But if it is a stunt, this just goes to what I've been saying for years. A lot of the entertainers of yesteryear who are still relevant till this day are having a hard time trying to find their position and their footing in this new podcast, social media, reality show, get all up in my business era. And if it is a stunt, Hot 97, y'all don't need this. Y'all don't need to be doing this. You're Hot 97, for crying out loud. There will never be another time in hip hop where we will have a radio station so influential and so impactful on, generations of hip hop fans. There will never be. Never. And I think that a lot of the old heads just need to be secure in the doors that they've already opened. Like, those doors could never be closed and reopened again. DJ Enough gone, Funkmaster Flex gone. I don't even think is Angie Martinez still at Hot 97? I know she has a podcast, which I'm a huge fan of, but I don't think she's on Hot 97 anymore. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't think Angie Martinez is still on Hot 97 anymore. Miss Jones has been gone for years. She went over to WBLS with Star and Buck, I can never remember his name, Buck Fly, Buck, Star and Bucksky, whoever. They've been done for years. They got replaced with the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee, which is now Lauren LaRosa, DJ Envy, Charlamagne, and that other girl. I just think This is crazy. This is really the end of an era. But I'll have more. I'll have a follow up on this story because Funkmaster Flex leaving Hot 97. That's not even Hot 97 anymore. DJ Enough leaving Hot 97 ain't Hot 97 no more. If you ask me, of course we have like Ebro and those guys, but they're not the same. Anyway, so speaking of finding a happy medium in this new social media reality star all up in my business world, after 40 years, the House of Maison Margiela debuts its first celebrity ad campaign starring Miley Cyrus. Of course, Margiela has been taken over by Glenn Martins, who is now the creative director, following the exit of Jean Galliano. Now, Maison Margiela has been a very secretive, mysterious brand since its inception. Ooh, that's a lisp. Since its inception. And a lot of people online were saying, well, let me read the notes first, okay? And this is from an article featured in Dazed Fashion magazine. After 4 decades of shunning celebrity campaigns, Maison Margiela has chosen Miley Cyrus as its inaugural icon. This might be the first time Maison Margiela has had a star in its campaign, but that star is no stranger to the brand. Cyrus officially entered her Margiela era back in 2023 in a series of looks promoting her single Used to Be Young, and also wore the brand at the Grammys in 2024 and the Vanity Fair Oscar party in 2025. It seems that this new campaign was only reaffirming what we already knew, and that is Miley Cyrus is a Margiela girl. And, she is a fan of the brand. She talks about the brand often now. I forgot who the photographer was that shot this. I forgot to put it in my notes, but his name is on the tip of my tongue. But I love the campaign. Let's talk about the campaign first before I get into the politics of it all. I love the campaign. Body paints, the iconic Margiela tabbies was the first image I saw. And it's still really mysterious. It's still very much Margiela. The only difference is they have a huge celebrity name starring in the campaign. I don't see anything wrong with this. Now, to the politics of it all, a lot of people online were like, well, Margiela has sold out. Oh, this isn't Margiela. Margiela got to make money too, honey. There is a vintage dealer that I'm a huge fan of. Huge shout out to Johnny Valencia from Pachuca Vintage, who was talking about this in his stories, and he was saying the same thing that I thought. Like, these legacy fashion houses have to move with the times. Okay, there's money to be made. This is a business. And, the old Margiela magic, and I hope I'm not being disrespectful when I say this, it's not going to cut it in this we need to know everything about you and your brand era that we're in. And in my personal opinion, I think it's great that they stepped out ahead of it before people started wondering, when they were going to do it. Because that leaves it open to do it their way and to have whoever they want. They stepped out ahead of it and did it on their terms. They've got to make money. They've got to keep the streets talking. I think, again, we are in this time where people, the older artists, fashion designers, supermodels, whatever mode of entertainment, these people are in. This cutlet keeps sliding, honey. Jesus. Titties are out of control today. Whatever mode of entertainment you are in, if you are from the time of yesteryear and you're still relevant, but you're trying to stay relevant, you have to find a happy medium in what everybody is doing now and what you're most known for. And I think this campaign is the perfect example of that. Some of these pictures, you can't even tell that it's Miley Cyrus. There's still that Margiela mystique about it that we all love Margiela for. Anyway, that was my 2 cents about it. Congratulations, Miley Cyrus. And listen, smart move on the House of Margiela for stepping ahead and giving us a little bit, but not too much. Still remaining that secrecy that everybody, that secrecy and that mysteriousness that everybody loves about your brand. Great brand marketing. Great PR. Now, this is a PR stunt. We've got everybody talking. The brand is still the brand. And they're trending all over social media without having to go too far outside of the box of what they are really known for. Don't hate the player, hate the game, bitch. Speaking of balancing real artistry and trying to find the difference between balancing real artistry and the new era of being all up in people's business and then seeking attention, the queen of imbalance herself, Tamar Braxton, honey, is a thirst trapping in the headlines once again. So, listen, I was not going to talk about this. Let me light you know what? Let me light the weed for this. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I think this is a good Tamar Braxton. If you find her interesting for nothing else but being a lesson into how not to handle celebrity. So, Tamar Braxton recently, tweeted this or Instagram this in her stories all over her social media platforms. I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me, and honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. Now, this follows after she was out and about with internet YouTube pioneer legend Funky Dineva for his birthday. She says she woke up in a pool of blood with teeth missing and her nose fractured. But she doesn't remember how it happens. Okay. Follow me, because the story gets interesting. It's like a Lifetime movie. So, after she tweeted that, she didn't say anything. So it left the people who don't particularly care for Funky Dineva, it left them speculating, Funky Dineva gave her drugs. Funky Dineva was the one that beat her. I mean, basically Tamar left Funky Dineva, out on a limb, being accused of all this crazy, nefarious stuff. Tamar didn't really say anything. Tamar just let it ride. So, Funky Dineva, got online and explained his position and was like, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but these people are coming after me. He said, listen, Tamar, can you say something? So Tamar releases a statement, expelling the rumors about Funky Dineva. But before that, she released this video that's supposed to be accompanying her new music that she has coming out. And in the video, it features Love and Hip Hop's Atlanta star, Mendeecees, in a very romantic role with Tamar. I'm playing it right here. Now, if you don't know Mendeecees Harris, he is married to one of the most annoying women on reality TV, aside from Tamar, Yandy Smith Harris. And I don't really watch Love and Hip Hop anymore. I used to watch it back when Jocelyn Hernandez and Stevie J and Mimi were all on there and all that carryings on. But if you know anything about Yandy, her and her husband have been going through it with cheating allegations and all that rigmarole. The usual VH1 black trash with a government collar type of shit that, Love and Hip Hop gives. So this led people to believe that maybe Tamar does remember what happened to her, but she's a little embarrassed because maybe Yandy ran up on her and gave her a good old, Junior's Cheesecake, Harlem, Bronx, Marcy Projects ass whooping. So it's a new EP. It's called Heartbreak Retrograde, and it's supposed to come out on September the 19th. Well, after she made the, after she made the post, you know, clearing Funky Dineva, she then deleted it, unfollowed Funky Dineva, and blocked Funky Dineva. Well, and then she proceeded to do a barrage of, you know, which I hate when people do this. I hate when people do this, but those subliminal, you know, I'm fighting with you, but I'm not fighting with you. You don't know who I'm talking about, but I am talking about you, you know, quotes on social media. Well, honey, Funky Dineva posted this. Shouldn't you be somewhere recovering or waiting for a blood transfusion since you almost died and woke up in a pool of blood? Just how big is this pool? Was it Olympic size, standard size, a kiddie pool, or that little bit of sink blood that we occasionally spit out when we are brushing our teeth? I'm beyond positive that it was the latter. Oh my God, Funky Dineva is terrible. Your near-death experience sure as hell didn't leave you grateful to be alive enough to the point where you would stop being messy, dramatic, and desperately seeking attention. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can see it up here. I'll leave it up here while I talk. So him and Tamar were going back and forth. And my thing is, this whole story, Tamar, if the story seems unbelievable to where people are going to question you and call you bipolar, schizophrenic, and crazy, don't tell it on social media. If your teeth fell out, first of all, and I said this in my stories a couple of days ago, bitch, it ain't no way in hell 4 of my teeth fell out, and I don't know who the fuck did it. Now, in my personal opinion, I think Yandy ran up on her and beat her ass. I think this is all going to be a plot on the next season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which I will not be watching. And it just, like I said, we're in a new space where a lot of these celebrities don't know which way to go with it. Do I just give them my art? Do I straddle the fence? Or do I just go all the way out trashy with it and give all my business? And Tamar is a classic case of this. Tamar Braxton has a voice beyond. Her voice is beyond. But she is known for her shenanigans. She even had this lady come out and tell us all the goings on with what was going on with her mouth and her teeth falling out and all of this stuff. This doctor from Miami. Girl, we just want to hear you sing. You don't need to do this. You are the youngest sister to the legendary Toni Braxton. That Braxton name alone, that last name Braxton, carries a lot of weight in the industry. You don't need to do all of this. This is an embarrassment to your family. By the way, none of her family members have come out and said anything because by now they're used to all of Tamar's shenanigans. And it's just like, this is just like a reach. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of your talent. Your PR team is all over the goddamn place. It's just like, come on, Tamar. So after all of that, Funky Dineva did a live airing her the fuck out. Tamar Braxton comes back on social media again and gives us this. Take a listen.
Y'all have allowed this person to bully me and eat me up. And the truth is, I've been in the hospital. And the people want me to go back to the hospital, but I don't want to go back. Oh.
It's a dramatic pause.
Very hard.
Girl.
I love drama. So, okay, well, what's the drama? What's the drama that I did? Somebody gotta tell me. What is the drama? Tell me what is the drama? What is the drama? All I know is I went to bed and I woke up and my life changed. And I probably shouldn't have said nothing, but I panicked because I was scared and I was alone and I was in pain. And that's it. I don't have to lie. I got money. I have success. I don't have to lie about anything.
And then this.
What did that person tell you? That their birthday party I paid for? So if I was a friend, so why what roll out? It was a coincidence. I didn't go to bed and wake up.
Poor Tamar. Tamar, you have a son to raise. You have music. We are waiting to hear some real R&B from you and that beautiful voice. Girl. It's like, do you want to be famous for being messy, or do you want to be famous for being a great artist? Like, look at Beyonce. Beyonce gives us nothing. Beyonce gives us, she might give you 3 crumbs on the floor after she's finished eating, but Beyonce, after that, Beyonce gives you nothing. And she is one of the most sought after, really the Michael Jackson of our generation. And she gives you nothing. And Tamar is that talented to where she doesn't have to give you anything else but the music. But you carved this lane for yourself now, Tamar, where everybody knows you for being a mess box. Anyway, Tamar, she later yesterday tweeted she's done with the celebrity life. She's going to her farm. She's not releasing the album. Well, Tamar, then don't. Don't threaten us with a good time. Because unless the music is going to be phenomenal without any mess attached to it, I don't think that people want to hear from you anymore. You are always in the middle of something, from, you know, your stint on The Talk, from the drama with your sisters, from the drama with your boyfriends, from the drama with your friends. Like, girl, just sing, Tamar. God has blessed you. Just sing. You don't need to do this. You don't need to cry out for attention in this way. Just open your mouth and sing. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Anyway, so speaking of catty bullshit, I'm not going to call it bullshit because I love Diane von Furstenberg, darling. So listen, and Kim Kardashian was recently honored with the DVF Leadership Award for her extensive philanthropic work. But the moment has been really, this cutlet, my titties are sweating, excuse me. I do wear a cutlet to kind of like enhance what I got already going on with, you know, what the hormones have given me. And they're just not cooperating today. But anyway, so listen, she was honored with the DVF Leadership Award by legendary designer Diane von Furstenberg for all her work, like I said. But the moment was overshadowed by this moment right here that has the internet completely buzzing. Take a look at this. Hold on, let's run it again. Okay, so first of all, before I play the rest of it, Kim always finds herself in these situations where she's being shaded, but one thing I will say, she is not my girl like that anymore. But one thing I will say about Kimberly Noel Kardashian, honey, she does not let the shade stop her. She is one of those people where, you know when they say don't go where you're celebrated, go where you're tolerated? Honey, she will go where she is loathed, honey, and she will act like it's no big deal. First of all, Kim, I can see why if Diane von Furstenberg was annoyed with you, I could see why she was annoyed with you. Girl, what the hell? You came to a Diane von Furstenberg event in Maison Margiela, and one of the most dramatic Maison Margiela looks that was just designed and just seen on the runway at Haute Couture Week by Glenn Martens. Inappropriate. You look great in it, but it was inappropriate. Wrong time. Poor Kim. I think that's why everybody was a little irritated. Like, not even irritated, just looking at her like, girl, what are you wearing? Everybody is in their classic DVF wrap dresses, and you're over here, you know, in full couture. Like, girl, it didn't call for that. So, later on, you see in the video, she's, you know, up on stage, being honored. And then you see her walk into the back for a photo op. And look at how the people are looking at her. Look, the one lady didn't even look at her. Like, come on, Kim. Anyway, also, I wanted to talk about Northwest. I'm running out of time. Actually, I only have 4 minutes left. Kim, what the hell? Is this what Kanye was talking about? What the hell? This girl is 12 years old. Kim, why the hell do you have your daughter dressed like something out of Lady Marmalade, Moulin Rouge? Is this what Kanye was talking to us about? This is so inappropriate. And I don't really talk about celebrity kids over here like that because I just feel like, you know, unless I'm really, really reading you, kids are off limits. But this is too much, Kim. From the hair to the nails to the short skirt to the titties pushed up to her chin. Come on. Come on, Kim. Like, and if this is a stunt to keep you in the headlines, don't use your daughter as a pawn to keep you in the headlines because you feel like your beauty is fading. I'm just saying. Anyway, to our last story, and I'm going to make this quick. Hold on. So, I want to congratulate tennis pro Taylor Townsend for beating the cheese chowder cunt Jelena Otsapenko in the actual sport of tennis instead of really whooping her ass with that racket. It's been all over social media, and after Taylor won, she received this from her opponent. Take a look.
Wanted the finish with a flourish there, and didn't she just do so very well to handle a moment when 5-3 down in the opening sets of this one. No love lost between these two.
Now, if you didn't hear, in the clip, she called her classless, uneducated, you know, the usual shit that these red bellies say to us when they feel obsolete or inferior to our talents. She later on apologized, but didn't amount to a hill of beans for Taylor. Taylor went on to say this about the incident.
Congratulations, fiery match, start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Jelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
You were down 5-3, won 9 straight games. What changed for you?
Honestly, I just locked in. I mean, she was playing.
So again, she later apologized. Excuse me, I pronounced the cunt's name wrong. It's Elena, whatever. And Townsend wasn't taking it. She was like, okay, that's nice, whatever. Next. Elena, and to all racist, bigoted, because this is clearly racism. No doubt about it. You better be lucky that she beat you on that court instead of with that racket that I saw she had conveniently cruxed under her arm so that she wouldn't bop your ass with it. How dare you? Poor sportsman, poor bigoted sportsmanship. And, you know, young lady, you handled yourself with such grace, and so I'm not going to take her bullshit. We're so proud of you and continue to shine. And with that being said, guys, you guys have a nice Labor Day. I will see you in a few days. Ciao.